everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make oxtails in an Instant Pot. The oxtails were super tender and tasted really good, so let's get started with the video so I can show you guys how to make it. Begin by prepping your ingredients. Dice 1 red bell pepper, 1 green bell pepper, 1 yellow bell pepper, 2 stalks of celery, 1 tomato, and 1 onion. Then chop some green onions and 2 carrots. When you're finished prepping your vegetables, set them to the side. Next, we're going to make the seasoning blend for our oxtails. In a small bowl, add 1.5 teaspoons of seasoned salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Now mix all your seasonings together until well combined. When you're finished, set your seasonings to the side. Next, clean your oxtails. I clean my oxtails in the sink and I rinse them with water. Then I was just kind of scrubbing them with my hands just to get all the blood off. After that, I rinsed them again, and this time I added vinegar. After that, I repeated the process about 3 more times. You can also use lemon juice, lemons, or limes to clean your oxtails. Then I soaked the oxtails in water and vinegar for a while. Once I was finished cleaning my oxtails, I patted them dry. Make sure to clean your sink after washing your oxtails. When you finish patting your oxtails dry, place them in another bowl and then add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, your seasoning mix from before, and about 2 tablespoons of browning sauce. Stir your oxtails around in the bowl until they are completely coated. When your oxtails are completely coated, set them to the side. The oxtails totally smelled like barbecue. In your Instant Pot, add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Set your Instant Pot to saute. it should be on the highest temperature, which would be more. Once your Instant Pot is hot, add your oxtails. Sear them on each side for about a minute. Next, add 2 tablespoons of butter in the Instant Pot and then use the butter to deglaze the bottom of the pan. Once you've added your 2 tablespoons of butter, set your heat to low. Once you've deglazed the bottom of your pan, while still on sauté, set your temperature to normal. Then add your diced onions, your diced celery, your diced bell peppers, and your chopped carrots. Now sauté your vegetables for 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes are up, add 1 tablespoon of garlic. Then sauté the garlic with the vegetables for about a minute. Now add 2 cups of beef broth, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, a half a cup of red wine, 3 bay leaves, 1 sprig of rosemary, 2 sprigs of thyme, your diced tomatoes, and your chopped green onions. Then mix all your ingredients together until well combined. Now add your meat into your Instant Pot. Now add 1 habanero pepper. Make sure you've already cut off the stem and taken out the seeds first. Next, place the lid on your Instant Pot and close it. Now press pressure cook, and then press the plus sign until it's at 45 minutes. After the 45 minutes, do a natural release for 15 minutes. This basically means that the Instant Pot is going to cool down naturally. By the way, make sure you turn off the keep warm option or else the quick release will take even longer. Don't forget to unseal the vent on your Instant Pot before opening it. Now that your oxtails have finished cooking, remove the fat from the top. Then remove your oxtails. Next, disregard of the bay leaves, rosemary stem, and thyme stem. Now add a cornstarch slurry to your gravy to thicken it up. To make the cornstarch slurry, mix together 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and about 3 to 4 tablespoons of water. Set your Instant Pot to saute and the temperature to either low or normal to heat up the gravy and help it become thicker. At this point, you can also taste your gravy and see if it needs any seasonings. I added about a teaspoon of salt, but you can season your gravy to your liking. Once the gravy is thick, you can add your oxtails back into the pot. And that's it, you've finished cooking your oxtails. Now all you have to do is place them on a plate and enjoy. I added some rice to my plate and then I added the oxtails. Then I added some parsley on top. And this is the finished result. This was my first time making oxtails, but I think they came out pretty good. They tasted good, and I know they tasted good because I ate some, and my mom kept trying to eat the oxtails while I was cooking. By the way, the type of browning I used was Kitchen Bouquet's browning and seasoning sauce. I got mine from Winn-Dixie, but you can also get it at Publix. I would have gone to Publix, but they were sold out. I know everyone has their different way of making oxtails, so this is just my way of making them. However, if you have any advice on making oxtails, I would really appreciate the tips so I can improve. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make birria tacos. I got a lot of requests to do this video and man, I am so glad I did. These tacos were absolutely amazing. They were so delicious. I'm super excited to show you guys how I made these, so let's get started with the video. We're gonna begin by preparing our ingredients. First, dice 1 large onion, or 2 small onions. When you're finished, set your diced onions to the side. Next, chop up some cilantro. Remove the leaves from the stem. Bunch them all together and then begin chopping them into tiny pieces. When you're finished, set your cilantro to the side. Now we're going to shred some mozzarella cheese. I shredded about half the mozzarella cheese, so when you're finished, place your shredded mozzarella cheese in a Ziploc bag and place it in the fridge. Next, place 3 Guajillo Chiles, 1 Pasilla Chile, and 1 Ancho Chile onto a cutting board. Then remove the stem and the seed from all of your chilies. I tried using a knife to do this, but it was way too difficult, so I just used scissors. It was way easier to cut the stem off and to cut the chili open to remove the seeds. By the way, when I was cutting open the chilies, I would just pour the seeds into a little bowl, to reduce the mess. When you finish removing the stem and the seeds from your chilies, go to the sink and rinse them off. When you finish rinsing off your chilies, go ahead and place them into a pot of water. Bring the pot to a boil, then remove it from the heat. Let the chili stew in the hot water for about 20 minutes. When the 20 minutes are up, place your chilies into a blender. Then add 1 chipotle pepper in adobo sauce and 1 cup of water. Blend everything together until smooth. When your mixture has finished blending, set it to the side. Now we're going to brown our beef shanks. Add some olive oil to a pan over medium-high heat. I used my iron skillet, but you can use any large pan you have on hand. Place your meat on the pan and let it brown on both sides within a minute or so. We're only browning it, so it doesn't really need to cook that long. Plus, since it's on high, we don't want to burn our meat either. About 30 seconds on each side. I'm cooking around 3 pounds of beef shanks. Oh, and you can also use chuck roast if you can't find any beef shanks. When you finish browning your meat, place it in your Instant Pot or your crock pot. Then add half of your diced onions from before. Then pour your chili mixture through a strainer into the pot. Now add 2 tablespoons of beef bouillon powder, 2 bay leaves, 2 teaspoons of Mexican oregano, 1 teaspoon of thyme, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of ground clover, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of minced garlic, 1 chopped or diced carrot, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 4 cups of water. Now just place your Instant Pot on the meat and stew setting and let it cook. If you have a crock pot, set it on high and cook it for about 4 to 6 hours. Alright, so a quick note, when your food is cooking, seal the ventilation, and then when it's finished cooking, let it out. But when you let it out, use some tongs or something to grab it with because the steam is really hot and it comes out quickly. Now that everything is finished cooking, take your meat out of the pot. Remove the bone from the meat and then start chopping your beef. This is the part of the video where I found a butcher knife and just started hacking at the meat because I saw someone do that in another video and I wanted to do it too. I know this looks very wild, but I am just chopping the meat. Swear. When you're finished chopping your beef, we're going to place a good, I don't know, about not half. How much did I add? We're gonna add some of our meat back into our broth. Around half. Leave enough meat behind so you have enough for your tacos. Make sure to taste your broth and add any additional seasonings if needed. Mine needed a bit more salt. Skim the fat from the top of your broth and place it inside a bowl. Once you're finished with that, combine some of your leftover diced onions and some of your cilantro in a small bowl and mix it all together. We'll be using this combination for our tacos. Next, in a large pan over medium heat, add a spoonful of your rendered fat onto the pan. Then add your corn tortilla. Make sure both sides are well coated in the rendered fat. You could always just dip it in the rendered fat instead, but this was easier for me since my corn tortillas were a bit on the fragile side. So every time I tried to dip them, they would rip apart. Let your tortilla cook for about a minute and then add your cheese, beef, cilantro and onion, and a bit more cheese. Then just fold your taco. I also flipped my tacos so both sides were cooked pretty well. Once both sides of your taco are nice and crispy, go ahead and take it off the heat and set it to the side. Repeat this process until you've made your desired amount of tacos. Now that we've finished making our tacos, we can go ahead and plate everything up. Pour some of your broth into a bowl. Add your tacos and broth to a plate. Then add some limes on your plate as well. Lime with the tacos tastes delicious. I added more meat on top of the broth. Then I added some onions and cilantro. I also added some onions and cilantro on top of my tacos. And this is the finished result. Like I said before, these tacos were absolutely delicious. I love them. I even made them again for lunch the next day. My mom really liked them as well. After I finished filming, she ate all the tacos from this video. The recipes I used for this video were Simply Mama Cooks and Views by the Road, so I'll have their videos linked in the description below. These tacos are really good. I totally recommend making them. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make this delicious pot roast in an Instant Pot. It's well seasoned, super flavorful, and extremely tender. I'm super excited to show you guys how to make this, so let's get started with the video. We're going to begin by prepping our ingredients. Dice 1 onion, three pieces of celery, and chop 2 carrots. Then clean and cut in half about 10 to 13 baby potatoes. Now that you've prepped all your ingredients, set them to the side. Now in a small bowl, add 1 1/2 teaspoon of seasoned salt, 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1/8 teaspoon of white pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of light brown sugar. Mix all your ingredients together until well combined. You're also supposed to add 3 tablespoons of flour, but I forgot to add it while filming this part. Once you've finished mixing your seasonings, set it to the side. Next, place a 2 to 3 pound chuck roast on a cutting board. Then coat the chuck roast with your seasonings. At this part I remembered the flour, so I was just adding 3 tablespoons of flour into my seasoning mix. And then I coated the chuck roast in that. When you have finished coating your chuck roast, set it to the side. In your Instant Pot, add around 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Then press Saute on your Instant Pot and place it on more by clicking Saute again. Once your Instant Pot is hot, add your chuck roast. Then cook it for 1 minute on each side. We just want to cook it long enough so that it browns. Once the chuck roast is finished cooking, take it out of the pan. Then add 1 tablespoon of butter into the pan. We're using the butter to deglaze the bottom of the pot. Spread the butter around and scrape the bottom of the pot to remove any leftover seasonings that got stuck to the bottom of the pot while we were cooking our chuck roast. Once nothing is sticking to the bottom of the pot, add your onions. Then add your celery. Saute your celery and onions for about 3 to 4 minutes. Then add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic and saute everything for another minute. When you've finished sauteing your onions, celery, and garlic, reduce your heat to low. You can do this by pressing the saute button until it's on low. Now add 2 cups of beef broth, 1/4 cup of Worcestershire sauce, 1 cup of red wine, 1 sprig of rosemary, and 1 sprig of thyme. Then mix all your ingredients together until well combined. Now add your chuck roast. Set your Instant Pot to pressure cook, then press the plus sign until you get to 40 minutes. After the 40 minutes, unseal the vent until all the steam is gone. Then remove the lid and add in your potatoes and carrots. Once you've added your potatoes and carrots, close the lid and then press cancel on your pressure cooker. After that, press pressure cook and press the minus sign until you reach 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes are up, your pot roast should be finished cooking. The carrots and potatoes should be cooked all the way. Remove your pot roast from the pot and set it to the side. Taste your gravy and see if it needs any additional seasonings. Mine needed salt, so I added ½ teaspoon. Now in a small bowl, add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 3 tablespoons of water. Mix the cornstarch and water together until well combined. Then pour it into your gravy. The cornstarch slurry should make your gravy thicker. Now that everything is finished cooking, you can plate everything up. And this is the finished result. The pot roast was delicious. The meat fell off so easily. You could pick the meat off with a fork. The pot roast and the gravy were both well seasoned and tasted delicious. The carrots and potatoes were cooked to perfection. They also went really well with the pot roast. This is a really good winter dish and it'll totally warm you up. I'm really happy with how the pot roast came out. I hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! This is pot roast over some mashed potatoes, and man, it looked good and it tasted good. So I totally recommend eating it with some mashed potatoes. Hey everyone, today I'll be showing you how to make Instant Pot pulled pork. This was so freaking good and I'm really excited to show you guys, so let's get started with the video. Begin by cleaning a 3 to 4 pound pork shoulder. I cleaned my pork shoulder in the sink, I rinsed it with some water, and then I poured some vinegar on it. Then I also used a lime to clean the pork shoulder. I sliced it in half and then squeezed the juice out onto the pork shoulder. Then after squeezing all the juice out of the lime, I rubbed it onto the pork shoulder. Then I let my pork shoulder sit for about 2 minutes and rinsed it with water and took it out. Make sure to clean your sink after cleaning your pork shoulder. After you finish cleaning your pork shoulder, pat it dry with some paper towels. When you're finished, trim the fat off of your pork shoulder. Then, cut your pork shoulder into pieces. When you finish cutting up your pork shoulder, set it to the side. Next, we're going to make our seasoning blend. In a small bowl, mix together 3 tablespoons of light brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of ground mustard, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pepper. When you're finished, set your seasonings to the side. Place your pieces of pork shoulder in a large bowl. Then pour about 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil on your pieces of pork shoulder. Rub the olive oil onto the pork to make sure each piece is coated. Then add your seasonings. Rub the seasonings onto the pork. Make sure all of your pieces of pork are completely coated in the seasonings. When you're finished, set your pork to the side. Next, in a bowl, add 1 cup of chicken broth, 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of barbecue sauce, 1 teaspoon of liquid smoke, and 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. Then mix everything until well combined. When you're finished, set your mixture to the side. Next, set your Instant Pot to sauté. Then add 2 tablespoons of olive oil into your Instant Pot. Once your Instant Pot is hot, sear your pieces of pork shoulder for about 1 minute on each side. Once you've finished searing all your pieces of pork, take them out of the Instant Pot. Then turn off your Instant Pot and add 1/4 cup of chicken broth. Use a rubber spatula or a wooden spoon to deglaze the bottom of your pot. Then add your pork back into the pot. Once you've added all of your pork, pour in your barbecue sauce mixture from before. Next, place the lid on your Instant Pot and close it. Next, set the Instant Pot to pressure cook and then press the plus sign button until it reaches 60 minutes. After an hour, do a natural release for 15 minutes. Which basically means that the Instant Pot is going to cool down naturally. All you have to do is leave it alone for the 15 minutes. Next, release the vent on your Instant Pot and open the lid. Now that everything is finished cooking, take your pork out of the Instant Pot. This is optional, but you can skim the fat from your leftover barbecue sauce mixture. Place your pieces of pork in a large bowl and then shred them. Use 2 large forks to shred and pull your pork apart. When you finish shredding your pork, put it back into the Instant Pot. Let your pulled pork soak in the barbecue mixture for about 5 or 10 minutes. This is going to make your pulled pork really juicy. Then take your pork out of the Instant Pot and place it back into the bowl. Next, add 1 cup of barbecue sauce. Mix the barbecue sauce in with the pork and you are all finished. Now that you've finished making your pulled pork, we're going to move on and make our coleslaw. In a small bowl, add 1 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 3 tablespoons of sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, and a half a teaspoon of onion powder. Mix everything together until well combined. In a bowl, add 16 ounces of coleslaw mix, and then add your mixture from before. Then mix everything together until well combined. When you're finished, set your coleslaw to the side or place it in the fridge until you're ready to use it. Next, we're going to toast our buns. In a pan over medium heat, add butter. Once your butter has melted, add your buns and toast them until golden brown. By the way, I'm using brioche buns. Once you finish toasting your buns, take them out of the pan and go ahead and assemble your pulled pork sandwich. And this is the finished result. This pulled pork sandwich was so good. It was juicy and it tasted delicious. The pulled pork by itself is really good. I had to stop myself from eating it while making this video. The sandwich as a whole was excellent. I was so full after eating it. The coleslaw went with the pulled pork perfectly. 10 out of 10 would totally recommend making this. Oh, and by the way, you can use whatever barbecue sauce you want for this recipe. I use my favorite barbecue sauce, which is from Four Rivers. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious Italian beef sandwich, so let's get started with the video. In a small bowl, add 1 tablespoon of seasoned salt and a half a tablespoon of pepper. Mix everything together and then set it to the side. Take out around 3 pounds of chuck roast and then season it with your salt and pepper mixture. When you finish seasoning your chuck roast, cut it into chunks. After cutting up your chuck roast, set your Instant Pot to saute. You want it to be on the highest temperature, so click saute again so that the setting is on more. Then add 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Once the pot is hot, place your chuck roast in the pan and sear it for about 1 to 2 minutes on each side. When you finish searing all of your chuck roast, set it to the side. Next, add Louis Italian beef seasoning and 1½ cups of water. Mix the seasoning in with the water until well combined. Then add a bit of your seasoning mixture into the pot. Then use a spatula or a wooden spoon to deglaze the bottom of the pot. Once you deglaze the bottom of the pot, go ahead and add the rest of your seasoning mixture. Next, add your chuck roast back into the pot. Then add half a jar of pepperoncini peppers, or the whole jar, it really depends on how spicy you want it, and enough water to cover the chuck roast. I believe I only need to add about 2 or 3 more cups of water. Close the lid and then set your Instant Pot to pressure cook for 50 minutes. After the 50 minutes, do a natural release for 10 to 15. Then unseal the vent and remove the lid. Next, take out your chuck roast and place it on a cutting board. Next, shred the beef. The meat is going to be super tender, so it's going to be really easy to shred. When you're finished shredding the beef, place it back into the pot. Next, we're going to prepare our bread for the sandwich. Take a piece of French bread and cut it on the side down the middle. Open it up without breaking it in half, and then brush some butter on the inside of your bread. Then toast the bread in the oven. After toasting your bread, add your beef to the sandwich. Then add 2 slices of provolone cheese or mozzarella cheese. Place your sandwich in the oven again to melt the cheese, and after the cheese is melted, add some giardiniera to your sandwich and you are all finished. I really like giardiniera, so I put a lot on my sandwich. And this is the finished result. I already know this isn't a traditional Italian beef sandwich. A traditional Italian beef sandwich uses round top or bottom roast cut into thin slices, and unlike my version, they don't toast the bread or add cheese, unless it's requested, and I'm pretty sure they soak the whole sandwich in the juices as well. Even though my version isn't the traditional kind, it's really easy to make and super delicious. The beef is packed full of flavor, the giardiniera is top notch, and the French bread was buttery and perfectly toasted. Seriously, I ate like 3 of these sandwiches, and I would make it again. I totally recommend giving this a try. Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Everything I used in this video will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!